Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, September 20th, 2024. Fire potential impacts for the next couple of days are shown here. The main impacts include some showers moving through the southern Great Basin today and into tomorrow across southern and southeast Utah, and then some gusty winds over mainly Idaho today, and some of those wind gusts move into eastern Idaho and western Nevada tomorrow. Relative humidities aren't particularly low, and the gusts are kind of low end, but nonetheless something to highlight after such a kind of a rainy period that we've had. And no significant impacts as we head into Sunday. Yesterday was a fairly quiet day for Utah and Idaho, but we did see some showers and thunderstorms continuing across mainly western Nevada. Initial attack is quite low for the past 24 hours with only 9 new fires for 4 acres, and large fire growth was just under 3,000 acres. Precipitation for the past 10 days is shown here on the left and reflects the precipitation we've had from recent storms, mainly over Idaho, Wyoming, and parts of western Nevada. Over the past 30 days, percent of normal shown on the right, showing some above normal precipitation with these storms over Idaho and mainly western Nevada, but still some dry areas over southern Nevada and into western and most of Utah. ERCs remain low across the north, Idaho, Nevada, western Wyoming, even parts of northern Utah, but we still have some dry conditions across the southern Great Basin. This morning's satellite imagery shows the low pressure system in place over Southern California today that will slowly move across the southern Great Basin today into tomorrow. Smoke impacts are fairly minimal across the Great Basin today, with just a little bit of smoke moving in from our neighbors. So for today, we have that low pressure system in place over Southern California, slowly moving eastward through the southern Great Basin. No high risk for today. In fact, quite low significant fire potential across much of the geographic area. Afternoon wind gusts are shown here, some northerly to northwesterly flow in place across Idaho and western Wyoming, with some elevated gusts along the Snake River Plain and in western Wyoming. And we've got a few other gusty spots here and there across Utah and Nevada. Minimum relative humidities aren't super low today. We do have a couple of dry pockets, notably southeast Utah and portions of southern Nevada, but some moderate values a little bit further north. Maximum temperatures are going to be in the 70s across much of the geographic area, and as far as precip goes, we can expect some storms to develop in eastern Nevada and into southwest Utah today as that low draws a little bit closer to the area. On Saturday, that low continues to track eastward, enhancing some precipitation over Utah, making our large fire potential quite low across the entire area. Afternoon wind gusts do pick up a bit tomorrow over northern Utah as that low tracks through, and precipitation shown here on the right shows a good chance of some precip or some storms anyway in much of central and southern Utah from the Wasatch Range eastward. Sunday should be a pretty clear day as that low exits the area with drier conditions across the Great Basin. We see a few zones returning to yellow on our significant fire potential product. Minimum relative humidities decrease a bit over Nevada, with most values there in the mid-teens, slightly higher values further north and east. And afternoon wind gusts are going to be quite light across the geographic area on Sunday, with just maybe some breezy conditions remaining over the Snake River Plain. 3-day precip totals are shown here. This shows precip expected from that low as it moves eastward across the Great Basin, particularly over Utah on Sunday. As we head into the first of next week, dry conditions prevail with some seasonal temperatures under generally northerly flow on Monday. We see some of our zones continuing to move into the yellow category. And Tuesday, high pressure ridge in place over the Great Basin for sunny skies and dry conditions. On Wednesday, there is a trough moving into the Pacific Northwest, which may increase some gusty winds to our north. And that trough quickly exits to the east, and we continue to see dry westerly flow in place across the Great Basin on Thursday. Precipitation accumulations for the 7 days shows really just what we're expecting today and tomorrow with this little low pressure system, and then we head into a dry pattern through the first part of next week. The extended outlook for September 27th through October 3rd calls for above normal temperatures across the Great Basin with below normal chances for precipitation, especially across the north. That concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.